So, My Hero Academia Vigilantes Manga Chapter 114 has officially released, and let's just say that this may be really the end of this series, as I think we're about to enter like the final part of this fight, and we'll see what I'm talking about right after this. Hey guys, how's it going? It is your boy, Manga Man Drew, and I'm here to do my review of My Hero Academia Vigilantes Manga Chapter 114 titled Dogfight. And once again, we are following the fight between Koichi and number 6. When it comes to what we see a lot in this chapter, we get number 6 firing off missiles at Koichi like the last chapter, but there is a slight twist, and we'll talk about what that twist is. But before we do that, I'd like to ask you, if you haven't done so, to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I cover My Hero Academia content as well as Vigilantes, so if that's something that you're interested in, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And without the way, let's get right into it. To start off, when it comes to this chapter, we continue this chapter off from getting a better perspective of what the shining lights in the sky were. We knew that it was Koichi firing off his Shuriko Blam before they landed against him, but we get to see a little bit more about how that happened. We see that number 6 in his lightning mode is firing off the missiles, and Koichi during that moment decides that he needs to get a little bit more distance, need to get a little bit more height, and then that he's going to fire at the missiles with a strike. And we do see the strike goes off, and we do see the image of the lights shining up the sky like they're stars in the sky. We cut over to the Narita group that we've been following, looking up at the sky. We even get to see other characters in the hospital: Midnight, Tsukachi, Rappa, Moeru. They're all looking up at the sky and seeing what's happening with Koichi, as well as Knuckle Duster, as well as Soga. As well as we get potential hints to the fact that Ingenium, as well as Headshot, may have been able to like survive the fights or survive the explosions, most likely. But yeah, we were just continuing and got a different perspective of that high flying star lighting up show that we saw last chapter. But we also get the added commentary from some passing by helicopters who are recording what's happening. They're a news copter, and they're saying like, oh my gosh, look at all of this happening. We're reporting from the Narita incident with the power outage, and apparently some people are fighting up in the air with these glowing projectiles firing at each other, where you're gonna have this mid-air dogfight that's happening right now, and that's where the name of the chapter comes from. But yeah, we pretty much are just seeing them fighting in the air, fighting. That's pretty much what a lot of this chapter is, as well as what we're going to get to a little bit at the end. But we have Koichi, who notices that the helicopter is there. It's a news helicopter, so he's thinking to himself, oh, because people now know about this incident, that means that other heroes are going to come to the rescue, including All Might. So all I have to do is just keep running and everything's going to end up fine. And this makes sense because Koichi is thinking about this entire fight, about how he cannot run, he cannot really hide. So yeah, Koichi is going to put all of his hope and all of his faith in the heroes that are coming to his rescue, and unfortunately, they may not make it in time. So as Koichi is having this thought in his head, we cut over to, once again, the type of imagery of All for One inside of number 6, talking about how, well, it seems as if this anonymous villain plan was a failure, so you know, it's time to recover the body. What do you think, number 6? As number 6 like, oh no, there's no need. Yeah, my only desire, the only thing that I want right now is to kill him. So I'm going to do that now, as you just have All for One being All for One is like, all right, do it. As we see number 6 aiming at him, about to like pretty much kill himself to try and kill Koichi, and he kind of succeeds at doing that, because as he's aiming himself at Koichi, he launches off the final fingers off of his hands. They curve around Koichi, causing the explosions to go off in the background, as you have number 6 beginning to launch his punches at Koichi, where Koichi realizes, oh, I can't really run. There's no way out of this. I have to try and defend myself because I can't escape. So he begins trying to defend the punches, and as he's defending the punches, number 6 turns into a skeleton and starts falling towards the ground, which, I mean, normally that would be the indication that someone is dead. But from what we've seen with My Hero Academia, with Shigaraki, as well as with number 6, yeah, that may not be the case. And as you have Koichi looking and it's like, oh wow, he's burning up, he's falling to the ground, is he dead? We get to see that there are a whole bunch of anonymous towards the position where number 6 is falling, where you have All For One realizing, oh, that's what you did. And for what he is talking about, number 6 used his last moments and his last like embers of like what he can do to summon the anonymous in his area so that he can combine with the bomber cells so that at the very least he can detonate them to do a lot of damage on Koichi, and how this is his powerful incarnation that he's desired, as we see number 6 about to explode from the exploding anonymous villains, potentially going to kill Koichi as the chapter ends. So, relatively speaking, this is a short chapter for My Hero Academia Vigilantes. Even though it doesn't feel like it's a short chapter, it is kind of a short chapter, because a lot of what happens in this chapter is pretty much action with a little bit of exposition. Now, don't get me wrong, the action is really cool. I really do like seeing a lot of the action in My Hero Academia Vigilantes, but it just shows that we are really approaching the end of this fight. Like, number 6 has pretty much run out of all of his like tricks to try and kill Koichi, and now he's resorted to probably his last ditch effort, which is to take Koichi out alongside of himself, using the anonymous bomber villains to basically create a big explosion that Koichi may not be able to avoid, and that it's going to eventually hit him and potentially kill him. Especially when it comes to this idea that everything's gonna work out and that all he has to do is keep running. Yeah, he could not like survive this. Like, most likely he probably will, but if they end the series with Koichi dying, I will actually be shocked. But overall, this was a alright chapter of My Hero Academia Vigilantes. It was a lot of cool action, but there was a lot of exposition, just a little bit of like rinse and repeat of what we've seen over the past few chapters, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it feels as if this fight may be going on a little longer than it should, and hopefully this is going to be like the magnum opus of this fight, where we're going to get in the next few chapters or so a conclusion to whether or not number 6 is dead and whether or not Koichi will be able to survive this explosion. I think most likely that he will, but hey, we just have to see. So yeah, that's all I really have to say about My Hero Academia Vigilantes. So if there's anything that I may have missed, leave a comment down below. Did you think that this was a good chapter? Did you think it was okay? Or did you think that it was actually bad? Just leave your thoughts down in the comments down below. I would like to see your opinions, as well as don't forget to leave a like on this video, as well as subscribe to this YouTube channel if you like this type of content. And don't forget to hit that notification bell to be notified whenever I upload more content like this. Do all that cool jazz, and hopefully I'll be able to catch you in my next video. Goodbye!